Alright, welcome back to Divinity Original Sins 2. Honor Mode Plus, twice the enemies and twice the fun. I am excited. We are very close to an extremely difficult encounter. I have memories of that encounter in tactician mode being like almost borderline difficult. But now, as it seems, there are even more enemies here. So what I decided to do is to show you a little bit of a preparation how to deal with such a difficult encounter. We put all of the group, with the exception of one person, to the Dreamer's Pipe. We bought a couple of herb mix earlier, and we're going to use them. Matter of fact, the Ferocity herb mix for extra ability points. We get this 100 rounds buff that we are gladly going to accept for a couple more ability points. And for her, let's just give her an Enlightenment 1, which is also fun. Intelligence plus 5 is great for her. Now that we have done that, let's use the pyramid and teleport everyone here. We still have enough time, so that really shouldn't be an issue here. Let us create maybe a physical incarnate here and one magical. Stronger one would be the physical, because I want to maximize physical damage in this combat. We fight against a lot of casters. As you can see, I've just buffed the incarnate, and he would be the one starting the combat. Now, incarnates have incredibly high initiative, which is perfect for what we're trying to do. And there we go. Let us also prepare with Psychen a little bit more what we want to do. We do have time, so that shouldn't be much of an issue. And what we're going to do is really we're going to pre-buff here, effectively going in. Now that he's in the combat, we, from outside the combat, can start buffing him without entering combat. That way, everything should stay fine. You can see we give him like extra magical resistance, insight, and some haste, which shouldn't trigger us into combat. Okay, perfect. Likewise, we are continuing with the incarnate, giving him extra physical armor, giving him afterwards additional magical armor. Peace of mind helps to just increase the crit chance, and why not? Let's give him haste so we can move a little bit faster. Next up, Seville. I'd like to position her right on the edge, so we might take a position over there, and we take a free shot, because why not? There you go. Free shot happened, and we are going to buff her as well. Fortified, Armor Frost, Peace of Mind, and Haste. Unfortunately, we entered combat now. Could happen from time to time, specifically with haste as a buff, but that's okay, We continue to move everyone up. Going to use the other incarnate. Trigger combat. And last but not least, because she also has a couple of buffs, let's just make sure everyone's fine. Armor buffs shouldn't trigger any form of battle, so we definitely should be fine. Likewise, as long as we stay out of sight, this here shouldn't let us enter the battle as well. Very good. So that worked. We can give ourselves another buff. And then position us at a proper point. Oh, look over there. Perfect. And there we go. Start the fight with a solid extra magical attack. So now it's up to us. That was the preparation. Everything else is kind of really up to us now. I don't know. I wish we could change these two. Could have done that with Lose before we entered the combat, to just have him a little bit further here. He will act first. Since everyone here has fortification, he's a Stormbinder, which means he's an air mage. So teleport really can only happen on the incarnate, which is fine. We're going to delay our turn because I want the incarnate up there and want to kill him. Dazzling Bolt onto the weakest target, or the most the lowest resisting target, which is Losa in this case. So she took some damage, which can happen. We do have Hail Callers. If I recall correct, these guys were, yeah, they're the Frost Mages. So they do have an incredibly high amount of magical resistance, which means we're not even trying to beat them. Matter of fact, we'll just use physical force on them. So just thinking out loud here. We will need mobility, so might as well use flying. I definitely want to start with the Hail Callers, so we are going to do a little bit of a switcheroo. Hail Caller to the front, melee character to the back. That's fine, like it. We started to take away all of his physical armor. So now we still need to take him out, i.e. drop him on the floor. And in order to do that, I would use a Battle Stomp. Also takes off some armor of the guy behind him, but more importantly, knocks him down. Good. Question with Seville is this here going to be a nice place to be? Like I'm toying with the idea of her being over here, hence having the whole battlefield and being able to like completely unload on everyone. There would be certain advantages to it, specifically since she can also use teleportation. There are also disadvantages, specifically being far out of range of the other guys. So the other option is to bring her up here, but that's such an aggressive move. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures back here. 3 casters alone, like 2 fire casters, 1 Stormbinder, which is an air caster. She wouldn't survive. We can leave her where she is currently and kind of knock this guy down, which is an option as well. So that wouldn't be too bad. You know what? Let's start with it. Action economy is the king in this game, so we're trying to take away actions from them. Knockdown, perfect. Right into his face, really, really good. We'll continue and deal some more damage, but not before we gave ourselves. Good old flesh sacrifice blood arrows, just to maximize the damage. We're currently encouraged. Blood arrows. We do have Clear Mind as a buff on us and Furiosity, so that should hurt. And look at that. Solid, almost 300 damage with a non-crit. Matter of fact, we continue. High ground bonus still. Bam. 350 damage with the ballistic shot. So good. I don't like the fact that he's so far behind. He engaged into combat, unfortunately, a little bit too early. So probably what we're going to do is kind of the 3 AP move up here thing. And either we're going to start regenerating magical armor, which I think is not a bad thing to do, or yeah, no, let's do that. We could take over the 1 ability point for the next round as well. Might as well do that. Let's keep it and keep the cooldown as well. Although, no, not enough people would be in range anyways. So let's end the turn here. Good. All right, Losa, what are we going to do with you? We want to do a little bit of a switchery-do again. These here clearly are the first targets that we want to deal with. So let's switch the Skeleton Crusher. On top here, he's almost useless. He needs to, again, run down and so on and so forth. So that's going to take him some time. Might as well slow this down even further. So what we're going to do is we are going to start casting water. And I'd like to be inside of the water to make sure that our action points are being properly reduced. She stands right inside of the water. Mwah, perfect. Really good. Now, he will not be disabled by Hail Strike, but I do have a certain preference almost to like put Hail Strike up in order to slow this guy down. That is one option. The other option is starting to regenerate magical armor. Not necessarily the best one. Yeah, let's slow this guy down. Also create difficult terrain. Plus, he will lose more and more of his magical armor. That's fine, perfectly fine. So now, let's use our incarnate. Let's just walk him up here, you know? And do the little bit of a whirlwind. It's directly his turn again. Wonderful. I'm going to leave this guy here because we do have Executioner and he is almost two bonus action points because we will kill him with a one-shot. And he needs to stand up. He currently has no action next turn. So I'm going to soften up the Stormbringer. One shot and two shot, which should mean that he's going to be killed this turn as well. It's Los's turn. Told you what's going to happen. She is going to kill the skeletal hail caller. There you go, 2 bonus action points. And afterwards, let's focus her to continue with the Stormbringer, which she did. Executioner is not triggering twice in a row, so that's the reason why, yeah, it is what it is. Like there is no additional trigger. We could slow someone down, but he still has too much magical armor. I like also the idea of charming arrows. Wonderful, wonderful arrows. Unfortunately, our main magical damage for her, which would be poison arrows, do not work against these guys because they're undead. So it's kind of not the real deal. But we can use water arrows because they are quite affected by water. And on top of which, we can afterwards even freeze him. So might as well start to take away the magical armor. The idea really is I maybe want to charm them. That's kind of my idea in the back pocket. Oh, nice. Critical hit. I maybe want to charm them. And you know what? Not maybe. Beast is going to charm this guy. So let's start with lows. She's going to create a couple of distractions here. Real idea behind them is not to like deal any damage, but really to just, yeah, distract. So we do have a healing incarnate, which could, wow, 800 physical. Wow, these guys mean business. We could start with the restoration in order to like deal some physical damage to someone. Maybe we could do it over here to go like restoration. There you go. Let's like about 100 damage over the course of 3 turns. Then we hit, and we're going to taunt. With a lack of physical armor, he's still going to suffer the full consequences of a taunt. The Hail Caller is going to be our next target. Very unenjoyable to fight against them. Or in other words, I hate them. Specifically for being frost or hydrocasters. I personally think hydro is probably the strongest school due to the hardcore crowd control effect, so can't accept when enemies are using it. Therefore, let's just massacre this guy. 100%, there we go. Nice one. Good shot. And, you know, I mean, let's just chicken him up. That means 2 rounds, nothing to worry about. He's completely polymorphed. And quite frankly, I want this skeleton skull crusher. So although it costs 3 points, the charm definitely is worth it. There you go, attack of opportunity. And the guy completely murders the incarnate. But that's fine. He wasted his whole action to do that. Haste is not good. I don't like it. Haste usually means they can run like immense amounts and additionally gain another action point. That's usually a bad idea. So these 2 guys are hasted. Okay. Okay. So what's the deal, Sherlock? We would need to take care about this guy up here. Might be a thing. He definitely can be killed within 1 or 2 rounds, but I would like to focus on the caster as well. So maybe instead, I don't know if we want to go for broke and just run into them and block their way. We do have another summoning ready in case we're being killed. And at the moment we still do have 500 health and a huge amount of armor. So we should be fine. Which means let's go right there. Still use our range attack in order to attack this guy here. And wow, so much damage. We're not going to charge one down, but we're dealing the maximum amount of damage. And I do have a feeling that our incarnate might die this turn. Okay, let's use our action points. I really like the idea of getting these casters up and close here. There we go. Physical armor gone. And I'm thinking about a knockdown. It's still Syken's turn. And Syken's cooldowns, he has another knockdown. So that should be fine. Syken has enough crowd control, which means we don't need to waste an arrow. Instead, let's focus on effectively dealing a lot of damage. Gosh, how I hate casters. Really, really, really hate them. There we go. Next one teleported in. I am thinking about... Yeah, let's do it that way. We need magical armor, clearly. So that's Soothing Cold right there. And what I would want to do as well is take away the Skeletal Flame Weaver's physical armor. So I'm going to heal him. There you go. Very solid damage on him. Okay. So it's up to Syken to kind of run them all over. Well, I figured I would run them all over, but apparently I haven't. That is bad, because now we do have 2 people standing in here. Doing annoying amounts of damage, and I do not have a counterplay. We could try to blind them, wouldn't really do anything. I mean, we could go for a bloated corpse explosion, but that still wouldn't be enough, I suppose. Which means we probably would need to play a little bit more defensive. Bring out the Echo Dome. Bring out the bloated corpse. I wanted to knock them down and just really crowd control them all the way. So instead we're going to explode our necromantic abomination, and I think it dealt a solid amount of damage. I haven't seen how much exactly, but judging from the figures here, I would say it was 150 because he's missing 150 physical armor. So we still got the incarnate, which is fine. So if we would use a charm grenade, that would give us this guy here, the Enchanted Bones guy. Pretty much that's it. Which amount of physical damage could we do? That's a good question. Or could we disable them? I mean, technically, I suppose we could disable them. But technically, I mean most likely. Would mean, though, that the other incarnate champion here would be gone. And I like his position, to be honest. That's not what I wanted to. What I want to do. We could summon an incarnate here and then give him the power infusion. Hence, he would then have the run over ability, run both of these guys over. Yeah, and deal a lot of damage. So I'm still thinking. Probably the best play here is a very solid, grounded, normal play. Like nothing fancy. It's just regaining armor. Probably a little bit of this here to slow them down. And there you go. That's about it. They're standing in fire, which is fine. They're mainly slowed down, so they can't run away all too far. They will run, and hence they will lose more. So the AI doesn't want to like cast while it's standing in adjacent to a melee character, which is understandable. So they will go and try to move away, which ultimately results in them getting a couple of attacks of opportunity. So this guy over here Has no physical armor. Let's move up. Let's taunt him. Good. So he will need to deal with us. There we go. Nice little critical hit. And that was to be expected. We can get both of these guys here with a nice little love grenade, which would give us a huge advantage. Probably we're going to do that. Two of them being charmed. Good. That's number one. Sybil receiving some nice little armor. That's number two. I mean, we could theoretically kill this guy. Yeah, well, maybe not kill. Well, we could. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's not bad. It would deal 217 points of damage to every single enemy here. And it would heal everyone in our group and cleanse. Not so much about the cleansing, but I like the idea of the damage. There you go. Everyone took damage. Come on. Attack of opportunity. There you go. Another solid hit. Well, shouldn't fuck with the healer. That's what we learned today. 2 shots executed. Good job. Let's see. There we go. Nice little arrow. I think we'll need a couple more of these guys because they have a lot of armor. Interesting. First he nether swapped, then he teleported. That was really stupid. Well, and the electrical discharge did not deal enough damage, so yeah, that was pretty stupid. Good, we're continuing with the magic shell. I think we're really in a solid position, to be honest. Cursed water, perfect. That will further weaken their magical resistances. And you know what? Good old soothing cold. So everyone regenerates a little bit more armor. That fight looks good. It maybe doesn't justify enough how hard it really is. But I think the solid preparation made it easier. Like really getting everyone in here. Can we get him down to here? No, I didn't want to loot him. For fuck's sake. Well, the looting costed me exactly 1 action point, which I now do no longer have, so the Stormbringer is gonna get healed. There you go. Well, now we're standing in Necrofire. That is not amusing. Our Charmed Skeleton, the Enchanted Bones, are helping us. Oh, wow, nice. They are turning against their masters and are now going crazy. Let's move down here and do a little bit of a whirlwind exercise. Yeah, way too much armor at the moment. But yeah, you need to start somewhere. So he is no longer charmed. He was charmed for quite some time. So we are I am thinking about, like, that's 130 points of damage. Well, he still seems to be charmed because he's not targetable. Maybe I'm wrong. So he's chilled. That will reduce his movement capabilities. Nice little blinding effect, which makes him hit less. There we go. Good. Let's start with the absolutely necessary stuff, which is, let's kill that skeleton. Stormbinder. Nice critical hit. Well, I think unless there is a critical hit, I am not going to get him. Too bad, because I would have wanted to kill him for the extra action points. Yeah, I don't see a way how we would do that. I mean, probably this here is a thing to attack all 3 and deal decent damage, but that would not remove his magical armor, so might as well attack him. Yeah. Haven't exactly killed him, but he's close to death. So that's not bad, because having them slowed and taking Necrofire is effectively a thing. Like, that indeed hurts a lot. I am thinking about... no one needs healing here really at the moment. I am thinking about sending someone back. Like this someone here. Not so much because I'm super worried about it, but more so that soon the charm will be off, which has happened now. And we are, I think, now facing like this guy here and this guy down here. So let's start. Unfortunately, his physical armor was so strong. Yeah, no chance. I needed to go through 300 physical armor, so these are now the melee characters, or their melee characters, and it shows they really have a lot of hit points. Right, so our incarnate kind of does his thing here. I guess everyone in Necrofire is having, as soon as they're moving, is having a little bit of an issue. Finally, the incarnate gets attacked. Could use another lava grenade, but I think that's not necessary. Do we need more magical armor? No. We need damage. But all of the damage spells are on cooldown. Except this here, and that's not necessarily the best. Anyways, it's some damage. So both of them are chilled, which is not bad for one ability point. And let's get another encouragement. Good, so Necrofire slowly but surely like chipping away. That's already nearly 200 points of damage, which he has taken. There we go. Gratis bonus kill, so to speak. Fire arrows. And I don't know, I mean, we can teleport him back, so I'm actually not that worried about. I'd rather take the 50% additional damage for high ground, score a couple of nice crits, and find out that I just killed someone. That somehow sounds better. I don't know. Ooh, they knocked down the Incarnate Champion, and now he's gone. Skeletal Grave Robber, please. Get back there. So, do I have anything to buff myself with? Probably not. I don't want to go with only one AP, and I don't want to go there. So not necessarily a good idea. We could remove Necro Fire from the stairs, but you know what? Nah, not going to do it. Instead, let's get a little bit of peace of mind. I have the feeling that we will need it because this here already looks like the rest of the encounter is triggered. Normally, only these vases are triggered, and that's pretty much about it. Now that we had such an intense pre-encounter, I can only imagine that we are on top now getting kind of the other encounter, which would really suck. One hit and one sacrifice. Bam. Yep, we got the other encounter. There's yet another hail caller, which sucks. There's another flame weaver, still sucks. There's a grave robber. We had a couple of them. These are the guys that can summon the other skeletons. So they are kind of tanks slash summoners. Oh, there's the Stormbinder. Sucks as well. Gosh, I don't like them. And there's another Skull Crusher, which I think is their kind of brute force melee unit. And of course, it's their turn from the very beginning, which means we are going to take some pain. This is nothing that I could have avoided. We literally just started the turn, and it's their turn to start abusing us. So he'll take one more turn until he will be with us. This guy here is not an issue. We have enough physical armor. Our problem is rather the magical armor. So we need to get the casters in ASAP. Specifically this guy here. All right. So we can put him here. Sybil just dropped him right there. Can we kill someone or something? That's, I think, the main question for the extra ability points. We can kill the totem, and I will do that, so that's 2 extra ability points, action points. Let's first of all take off his physical armor here, so we can easier crowd control him. And I'm thinking, you know what? We could effectively deal 135 damage to him right there with 1 ability point. There you go. So that took care of the armor. Now, can we reach him? No. Can't reach him either. We have any other target which definitely would need some... Well, we could... The enchanted, the grave robber here is an option. Enchanted bones are not an option really. So might as well stick with the grave robber or with this skull crusher here, which isn't bad either. But for the skull crusher, I would really like to go through his magical armor and then try to kill him or CC him. So let's go for the skeletal grave robber, which means this guy is going to lose his armor almost. Now we're going to abuse the fact that we can kill the totem and get 2 ability points with it, which we just did. So this guy has almost no magical armor left. And yeah, the question that we should answer ourselves is, do we feel confident with continuing to harass this hail caller, which could be a thing. We could likewise also like try to CC him. He he could just take some more damage from a magical source and lose a lot of magical armor. That wouldn't be bad. There is no one else down here. Well, there's one person there, but we can't hit all three. If we could hit three, probably I would go for the arrows, for the water arrow, just because we deal so much damage. So considering all odds, I would go for the hail caller. We got pretty good. We had a pretty successful tactic so far with just taking them down. There you go. Solid strike. All right. We need to find a way of curing Sybil. Poison, silence, bleeding, burning, disease. I know that Armor of Frost would cure the frozen piece. I think that this here clears frozen. So yeah, the beast can free her so that she can act next turn. I would consider healing everyone real quick. That, by the way, also deals 140 damage to him. And then we don't have a skill to follow up. He's already wet. And we could try to like just stun him. We can't switch with anyone of relevance, so we might as well start gaining back some magical armor. And I'm thinking about maybe healing this guy just to deal some more damage. The problem here, oh, by the way, Syken, I just realized Syken is also frozen, so he will lose his turn unless I find a way to unfreeze him. Yeah, there would be a way, but it's on cooldown. And I think we have no other way. Crippled, knockdown, blind, silence, burning, poison, disease, bleeding. But that's not particularly... No. Damn, I don't want to lose a turn with him. See, that's why we go for the casters first. I hate to say it. Well, that's why we go for the casters first. Am I not seeing something that I should see? If we would be dealing fire damage, which we can't, we would effectively cancel his effect. Can we delay his turn? No, we can't. Can we increase his turn? Because if it would be his turn first, like there's no problem at all. We could easily gain him. But since we can't, might as well go with the original plan, which was killing that guy. Nice one. We got shot by a fireball. The fireball again canceled the frozen effect for all of our characters. So that was pretty good. Let us switch the two. And let us, well, we don't need to do that. Quite honestly, we can just kill him and save our ability. Oh wow, he's a tough cookie. So killing him, gaining back ability points. This guy here is almost having no, damn. If he would have no magical resist, we could do something. Since he still has some magical resist, we cannot do it. I wish I could do the use this thunderbolt grenade. Other than that, these guys still have magical resistance. If they wouldn't, I would gladly invite them to here, the Mind Maggot grenade, and charm a couple of them. Such an intense battle. We don't want to let anything go to waste, so we'll get some wings. We also give civil evasion, so that they need to focus Psychen or fail. Oh wow, look at that. So we're going to remove the stun condition. We are furthermore going to heal Seville and give her magical armor. And I think we're going to do Soothing Cold on top of it. I wish we could summon a new incarnate, but if we would have done that, we would have lost the ability of Seville to participate in a meaningful way. So might as well just like try to absorb as much of the magical damage as we can. These guys can definitely be teleported out. I knew that he would try it. Look at that. He directly missed. Very, very good. I knew that he would try to go for Seville. They always do. No, we don't have enough targets, although it would be tempting to see how 100 arrows are penetrating them. It would be tempting. So probably this turn will will be like a little bit more of a crowd control turn, so to speak. Thinking about if I detest the Flame Weaver more, or if I detest the Stormbinder more, and I think that my vote goes with the Flame Weaver. So we're going to start abusing him. One shot, one kill, one shot, one knockdown. Already took a lot of damage, but I'm not going to fall for the trap of further focusing him. It's fine. He's taken out for this round, so no need to overdo it. And we probably could also knock him down if we so desire. What's the alternative? It would be this guy. Oh, it's basically these two gentlemen here. Well, you know, if we were hypothetically speaking, to reduce his magical armor to 0. Another grenade could mean that we take over 2 Skull Crushers, no, a Grave Robber and a Skull Crusher, which would be awesome. So, indeed, what we're going to do is we're going to just reduce his magical armor to 0. Perfect. First things first, we need these guys now. So, let's take them over. Nice little grenade. Charmed. Very good. And now we can either play it a little bit more defensive or offensive. If I were to take this Flame Weaver and put him right here, that would mean he receives a lot of flak from everyone. Alright, the magical dome is gone, so from now on it means we're on our own. There's another skeletal grave robber. And I'm not going to summon an incarnate again. I know, it's crazy, right? But there is just, like, taking this guy over just feels better. It reduces the threat by 1. And, well, although, give me a second. If we would, this guy cannot reach us this turn. And we could definitely crowd control the Storm Caller, who is the last one in charge. Cursed Blood or normal? I think we're going for the normal one. Mainly because we need all the 4 ability points of him, and I don't want any. We need the first 2 to reduce his physical armor, and we need the second 2 to charge him, to knock him down. And in case we fuck up the charging path, that would be really bad. So that's why I summoned him right next to him. There's the armor gone. And there's the knockdown that we were looking for. So, plus this guy here now needs to help his friend. That's even better. Takes an attack of opportunity like a man. And there are more enemies without magical armor. Well, they hit pretty hard, but that's fine. So, first things first. Let's do a whirlwind attack. And we're definitely not doing anything other than attacking the Stormcaller, because he's the guy that we need to look out for. Nice little extra hit. Flameweaver tries to hit Syken with the daggers. And I guess we got this now, boys. We got this. Nice little air shot. Bam. There we go. Nice little barrage. There we go. And that is the kill shot. Wonderful. That was super, super important to get this guy down first. We continue to do some more damage down here. So let's start with putting everyone in rain. Skeleton grave robber stunned and shocked. I don't care. That is their problem. Two guys solidly frozen. I'm not going to try to deal real damage to him. I am instead thinking about well, apparently I can't do Hail Strike. So I'm thinking about putting in another incarnate down there. And we should probably have healed as well, so it was a bummer. Let's heal her real quick. There you go. Luckily, our incarnate starts with that ability and now deals a little bit of damage. Wonderful. I'm asking myself the question if we need to heal Lohse. She's almost fine, but almost might not be enough. So first up, nice little critical hit there. Secondly, let's just make sure Lohse is fine. There you go. Thirdly, we'll deal some extra damage here. And that's another knockdown. There we go. That's number one. I think number two is obvious. Because now they stand in the middle of a wonderful slow field. Well, he's returning the favor. And we're sending a Necrofire as well. Only thing that I really need to worry about is the Stormcaller. But if he now moves, he's going to take an attack of opportunity. Or he just teleports us away. That, of course, works as well. Our group healing is still down, but I think we're fine so far. Wouldn't hurt, though, to get a little bit more magical armor, which we're now slowly but surely building up. There you go. And I think might want to freeze this guy here. I mean, that was a freebie. And continue to deal damage to him. Another 200 points. Solid. Oh wow, they are taking the bloated corpse, really? Too bad. They are a little bit too far away. Like, if they would be closer, that would have been an awesome shot. Let's start by killing the bloated corpse. That yielded us two extra action points. We need new water arrows, by the way. And this killed one of them, plus this here should deal enough damage for almost. Need to make sure that we get this skeletal Stormbringer. Wouldn't want to risk to have him survive this round and then do something crazy. This guy here is like completely lost. He now needs to run around. Yeah, wastes his action completely. Let's kill this guy. One shot, two shots, and down he goes. Let's furthermore go over here. Mobility kind of for the win. There you go. Almost down. And we're going to focus on the skeletal grave robber. Speaking about which, we'll get Syken back up here, and the other skeletal grave robber down there, like it always had been planned, and then we're going to unload on them. We are only facing two further enemies. I think this should be doable. One, two. Heal him. And done. And now it's only a grave robber. Wow, that was an intense battle. But you can see what good positioning and proper use of skills plus like preparation could bring to the table. Plus, of course, one should also mention the whole teleportation skills, which were pretty much used during that combat. So we're going to take him out with Charm. We don't need him, but like it's 3 ability points, and that guy is just gone. The other guy has cooldown, so effectively the skeletal grave robber cannot do anything. We cannot teleport him because he fortified himself, so might as well start slowly but surely chipping off his health. Oh, we missed. Wow. Well, I'm not going to use any consumables for him. It is what it is. He should now start walking in our direction, which he isn't. He continues to just stay up there. Why he does so is beyond my knowledge. He's supposed to be a frontliner, so I would have expected the AI to effectively attack us in some shape or form. We don't need group healing yet. But single target healing works wonderful on him. Might as well buff everyone. And there we go. Nice critical hit. And we're now slowly but surely chipping down his armor. That fight here is done. I don't see how we would lose that. Might as well put a totem there. Don't want to attack him directly. So instead, let's give out a couple of buffs. Switching over here. Let's hammer down on him. 1, 2. Going for the flesh sacrifice and the chicken form. 1, 2, and 3. We almost made half of a level just from that encounter. I do not necessarily advise to do that on an honor mode run yourself, unless you really know what you're doing. That was rather interesting. I think we killed 2 casters each, so that's 6 plus 2 grave robbers and 2 of the stormcallers. That's 10 right there. 2 additional summonings, that's 12. And then the second wave, which is another 6, sorry, and 2 and 1 summoning, so 19 died in that battle. Good. Zeigen is continuing with his massive strength. I like it. And he's starting to really, really warm up my heart. Continuing with warfare. So we're almost hitting the 200 mark. Beast. Very solid character. Enough memory. Let's go with more constitution. We will continue with summoning because we still have more. And that already means the damage, physical armor, magical armor, and so on is increased by 65%. That's great. She's going to go with finesse and warfare. She's almost maxed out on warfare. And with her, we have enough memory. We can continue with the whole intelligence thing. You know, I think we're going to continue with Hydrosophist. Good. This is it, guys. Let's get some loot, and then I'll end the video. Had been long enough. Nice little tarot grenade. Wonderful. Vial, empty bottle, empty vial, vial, another empty bottle, and let's continue. None of them have really nice gear, but that's fine. Overall, I think the sheer amount of loot that we received is good. Almost everyone has about like 100 gold. This guy here is a Lich, an ancient spellcaster, who's in a sticky situation, and he asks us out because he apparently has been trapped there for unknown reasons. And how we're going to deal with that, plus what else we are going to do, is gonna be part of our next installment. So, see you in the next video.